to another video. Today's video I am going to be finishing up the Friday the 13th movie reviews, overviews, my opinion and thoughts. I'm going to do, in this video, I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then in the next video I'm going to do Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and the remake. So this video is probably going to be long. We actually left off on Halloween, Friday the 13th, Part 5, The New Beginning. Hold on, The New Beginning, and this is the 5th Friday the 13th movie, in the saga. You know, I like it. It brings back the character of Tommy Jarvis, and I like him as a character. The only thing, you know, he's going to the mental place, I guess, because of what happened to him when he was a kid, he's kind of traumatized, and he keeps having visions of Jason. Well, I mean, I like it, but his sister Trish is not mentioned in the whole movie. I mean, he looks at a picture of her, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I would have liked to see her get mentioned. That would have been cool if she could visit him, or maybe she got killed, or she just doesn't talk to him anymore. But he meets this woman named Pam. She's like one of the people who run the place, and I like Pam. She's kind of one of the stronger Friday girls. And there's this kid, I forget his name, this little black kid. His grandpa works there, and then there's this one annoying kid who actually gets killed, and then all these deaths started happening. I was super happy when the two rednecks, or the hillbillies, the mom and the son died. They were so annoying, did not like them, especially the son. At the end, we find out, in the beginning of the movie, there are these two ambulances that come to take care of the body that the annoying kid, what was his name? Joey, I think it was his name. His name was, take care of his body and how he died and stuff. And by the end, you know, there's a big showdown with Jason and Pam and the little kid. Obviously all the people in that mental place die. But then we find out that after Jason dies, he falls on these spikes, that it's not Jason. It's one of the ambulances named Roy. And at first, I didn't like that. I'm like, what? It's not Jason, what's Jason? And Jason's actually still dead from the 4th movie. He hasn't come back or been brought back or anything. So Roy, you know, made it look like that Jason came back. But then I realized it kind of reminds me of Pamela Voorhees. I personally love Pamela Voorhees. It reminds me of her taking revenge for Jason, so he's taking revenge on the kid, because the kid who got an axe in his back was his son. The only thing about the movie I didn't really like is that at the end, where they tried to make Tommy like the killer, like he put on the mask and then he had the knife. Like, what happened to Pam? Did he kill her or whatever? You know, it's not the best, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna continue because I have some time left. I'm just gonna continue with Friday the 13th Part 6. It's the 6th installment in the saga, and it still revolves Tommy Jarvis, and it's a totally different story. They don't I guess they don't bring up that they don't explain what happened at the end of part 5. Like, why did he have the hockey mask on? Did he kill Pam? What happened to her after Friday the 13th part 5? We don't know. What happened to Pam? If she died or lived. And him and a friend pretty much see if Jason's alive, and pretty much Lester Bolt brings him back and kills his friend, and Tommy runs like to the police, and they don't believe him. They lock him up. The sheriff doesn't believe him. The sheriff's daughter kind of likes him. She kind of helps him to escape. It's kind of like typical Friday the 13th. All the death happens. I actually like one scene where Jason is walking in the cabin and a little girl wakes up, I think, and sees Jason, and he doesn't do anything. Like, I don't think Jason wants to hurt kids, really. I mean, maybe, but on camera. But so I think he doesn't. He kind of looks at her, and he doesn't really do anything. Just looks at her, and she closes her eyes, and he's gone. And a few in Friday the 13th movies, the people who are meant to die off, they don't really mean that much. Like, they're just there to get killed off. And I remember the two girls taking care of the kids. I actually kind of liked it. And when they died, it was kind of sad, like, because they had kind of a role. Same thing in Friday the 13th Part 1. Like, it was kind of sad when all the characters died because they had roles and stuff, and they weren't just there to die. And in some movies, like, maybe they were. And but yeah, and then of course the sheriff is killed too, and Tommy and Jason fight, and pretty much he lures them into the lake, and he puts a chain over him, and he sinks to the bottom. If I were Tommy, I would just, if I was anyone, I would just leave it. I would never go in the lake, leave him until he rots. Friday the 13th Part 5 and 6, they're pretty good for what they are. Last time I checked, they were both on Netflix, so I definitely recommend checking it if they're there. I watched them all when I found out that they were, and also when Halloween comes around the corner, horror movies like go on sale. I don't know, like they have $5 sections, and I'm gonna try to get much horror movies that I can this year. I really missed out on last year. I wanted to get a few, like I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remakes for $5, and I passed them all off. So maybe this year. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pause this video, I'm gonna upload this, and then I'll go on to 7 and 8, and if I have enough time to do both videos, so stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. Now we're gonna get on to 7, and if I have time in this video, 8. 7 is Friday the 13th, New Blood, the 7th movie, obviously, in the Friday the 13th saga. I actually quite like Friday the 13th Part 7. It's about this girl who, this little girl one night, her parents are gonna fight. She runs out into the docks, and she takes a boat out into the lake, and her father dies because she has these psychic powers. I think it's really cool, actually, that they did that. And the girl's name is Tina, and years later, they go back to kind of face all the horrors that happened on Camp Crystal Lake, and she meets these kids that are, I don't know if they live there, or I think they're just going up to the cabin for a weekend for one of the kids' cousins' birthdays, and of course they never show up because they get killed, and it's a little too much for the girl, Tina, to handle. She has a doctor, she's with her mom. The doctor, I'm not a fan of the doctor. He was such a loser, and what he does towards the end was not cool at all. it, and, um, and yeah, so she meets this guy named Nick, and he's like one of the main, they kind of like each other. Then this is the other girl named Melissa, I think her name is. She's kind of like, she's kind of she can be a jerk or rude sometimes, like a stuck up princess kind of girl. And in this movie, you kind of, again, like I said, about 5, 6, you kind of can care for some of the characters. You know, of course, it's all, you know, of course they all die. Only a few characters. I like the end a lot. When everyone is kind of split up, you know. Tina, she runs away because, you know, her doctor's trying to, like, commit her again, or, like, put her back in the mental institution, and she runs away. The mom freaks out, they run away, they get split up in the woods. And one reason I don't like the doctor is because at the end, him and Tina's mom are in the woods, and they actually are running from Jason, and Jason comes up behind him, and the mom's in front of the doctor, and he turns around, like, pushes her in front of Jason. So Jason kills her mom because of that. But not too long after that, the doctor gets killed, right shortly after that. So it was kind of, that was a jerk thing, because you got killed anyway. You could have either let her get killed on her own without, you know, pushing her in the way, or even let her survive. Of course, at every Friday movie, there's a showdown between the main character and Jason and stuff like that. This one is kind of cool because Tina and Nick are fighting Jason, and they're on the docks or whatever, and Tina is like, I don't know if he's a zombie or a ghost. Dad comes up and pulls Jason under. Another cool scene is when Tina sees Jason walking in the woods, and she kind of follows him, and she sees them standing in the street, and she uses her powers to electrocute him because he's in water, and with the pole and stuff. So I thought that scene was really cool. I really like Tina as a character, as a main character. She's another awesome survivor. Nick, I like him because he actually likes Tina and cares for her and doesn't care what anyone else thinks about him liking Tina. You know, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. I liked it when Tina would use her powers to fight. It's different, it's unique, it's not typical, you know, throw wood on him, you know, type of, you know, thing. So yeah, so I think we have some time left, and now I want to talk about Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Not the best Friday the 13th movie. It's better than the next one, or not the next one, but the one after the next one. Jason, it's about these kids. They're going on, I guess, on a trip on a boat, and they're going to New York City, and guess who comes on? Jason does. This girl the main girl has, like, issues with water. She can't swim because she had, like, Jason pulled her under when she was a kid, or I don't know if she was imagining it, and her uncle pushed her in. The main girl, she was okay. Not the best Friday girl. It took place on the boat the whole time. Half of the people died on the boat. You know, and of course, when they get to New York City, they're freaking out because Jason's after them. And I did like the scene where, Jason, is walking in New York City, and these two, like, gangsters or, like, biker dudes come up and they're not scared of him, and he shows them their face, and they freak out. If I was in New York City and saw a wet, zombie-looking guy with a hockey mask walking around, I would freak out. I know, I've been to New York City, and I haven't seen that. I wouldn't like seeing that. And of course he goes after them. Another scene I actually did like where the girl, another biker person grabs the girl and tries to rape her, I guess, I'm not sure, molest her, and Jason comes up behind her, pretty much saving her, and kills him, and she runs away. At the end, Jason, for some reason, he turns back into a kid. I don't know why he does, is out the way, because he's a zombie by now. I am pretty sure he's a zombie up in part 2, up all the way to Jason X. So I'm not sure about that. If you know, let me know. I'm pretty sure because he can't get an axe in the head and survive. It's not the best movie. I only wanted to see it because it's a Friday the 13th movie. The best movies so far in the Trail Saga are Part 1, 2, and 3, and I like 4 too. The other ones are good, okay. They could have left at 4 and it would have been a good saga, or trilogy, or whatever. Even 3. So that's pretty much it. I recommend 7. I really like 7. 8, well, if you want to see all the Friday the 13th movies, I would say go for it. But I do want it on DVD though, so if I see it this year at Walmart or Target, I might give, if it's cheap enough. Because I want them to do a pack like they did the first 4 movies with 5, 6, and 7, and 8, like that, and make it $9.99 for Walmart. That would be cool. So even though I still want all the single copies, I have 1 through 4 in the set, but I want all the single copies too. So I'm gonna try tomorrow to finish Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and the remake, because on Sunday, my first episode review of Once Upon a Time Season 3 is coming up. I'm very excited for that, and then after that, I'm going to start on the Halloween review, thoughts and opinions and stuff about that. Then I'm going to do the same thing with Dark Knight and the Star Wars saga, and maybe the Lord of the Rings too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.